Aloha and welcome back to Ninth Island RC. Now, I know in yesterday's quick little channel update video, I said I wouldn't be working on anything, no videos, whatever, due to the family medical emergency that I will admit is still going on. But something got delivered today and I needed to share it with you. So first and foremost, a huge thank you and shout out to Rlaarlo, as well as Andy, for putting these together and getting these shipped out to those of us that are lucky or fortunate to receive these. What's inside, I honestly do not know if they will be selling these. I don't have that information, so it is a possibility, but I don't want to get anyone's hopes up yet. So, outside the box is gorgeous. It's got like a little magnetic flap. Unfortunately, the carrier that was delivering it kind of crushed it. I'm going to see if I can reshape that back to what it should be. But as for what's inside. So, first and foremost, there is a Chinese New Year's card, and hopefully this thing can focus on this. I don't know why it's not, but on the backside, I'm not going to read this to you. If you want to pause this so that you can read it, there we go. Go ahead, pause. Okay, so for those who paused, you got it read. So that'll be that. So what do we got in here? We got tools, we got magnets. And just so everyone knows, these are quite heavy. They are metal. So what are the magnets? So first and foremost, we'll go from left to right, we've got the SPK-10. Next up, we've got the JK crawlers. That one, I'm not sure which one, but just one of the JK crawlers. We're going to skip the middle one for now. We're going to get over here to the OT, the Omni Terminator. And then we've got one of the XTS twins, the XTS S10, which you can tell by the Subaru body. And then in the middle, we've got a Rlaarlo logo. Yeah, it says Outdoor Wildcam. Not really sure what that means, but I definitely like the Rlaarlo logo in the middle. Kind of reminds me of the patches of the U.S. Rangers, the park rangers. So I really do like that. As for the tools, so we've got a turnbuckle wrench, and as you can see, all of the sections are labeled. So you've got 3mm, 4mm, 5mm on top. You got 5.5, you got 7, and you got 8mm. And then you got the tools. And these tools will cover everything from 10th scale and even larger, technically 8th scale, and probably most 5th and 6th scale, all the way down to those of you who love Mini Z 128 scale. You can use these too because the majority of the sizes are covered. So from left to right, we've got a 3mm, 2.5mm, 2mm, 1.5mm, 1.3mm, 1.27mm. I'll get back to that one in just a second. And the 0.9mm. And I did look these over already. The quality definitely appears to be outstanding. One of the things that I really like is that, for example, the tools that I mostly use are the ProTech True Torque SL and the Reflex Racing. I don't really use the MIP tools anymore. Not that they're bad, but one of the things that I never really liked, and I'll use, I do have the quick release one for the bits, although I will admit the bits that I'm using are not MIP. They're actually German, much better. But one of the things that I've never really liked about the MIP tools are these very uncomfortable handles. I mean, the material, your hands get sweaty, your hands will slip, just hard, heavy, not enjoyable. So one of the things that I've liked about, for example, the ProTech True Torque is not only are they lightweight, hollow, but as you can see here, they have user replaceable tips. The Reflex Racing, also user replaceable. The tools that Rlaarlo sent, user replaceable tip. That is a huge advantage. When you talk about the MIP tools, let me see, I think I still got, bring one over here. So MIP tools, not user replaceable. That gives these a huge advantage over the MIP tools. Now, something else that I've really liked, and unfortunately, the Rlaarlo tools don't have this, so I'm not going to cover that. But I like having the rotating cap where you can actually have it against the palm of your hand and not have any, not have any indentations or burn marks, as I'll call them, into your hand. Now, getting back over to this 1.27 millimeter. Some of you are probably wondering, what the heck is a 1.27 millimeter? Maybe some of you are familiar with the 0.05 inch. 1.27 millimeter. Same thing. Exactly the same thing. However, I did measure the thickness, and something I discovered is that these, so the ProTorque TrueTech ones are actually 1.25 millimeter, and these are 1.26 millimeter. So for a 1.27 millimeter or 0.05 inch, these are actually going to fit better, and they are going to be less likely to strip than the ones that are slightly smaller in diameter. So I have a feeling that these Rlaarlo tools could turn out to be incredibly good. I have not measured the other ones yet, but I will. So when I get back to working on RC, which hopefully will be very soon, I'm actually going to start using nothing but the Rlaarlo tools. That way, in a few weeks, whatever, I will be able to report back on the overall quality, whether I've had any problems. I don't expect to. My initial inspection of these does show that they seem to be very, very good quality. So I have good hopes for them. Getting back to the availability, again, as I said, I do not know whether or not Rlaarlo will start selling these. I have a feeling that they might, but I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. So until, or should I say, if they appear on the website, I can't say, but hopefully they will. So again, belated Happy Chinese New Year's to all those who celebrate. A huge, huge thank you to Andy for putting these together. It is, to say it's greatly appreciated would honestly be an understatement. I mean, I was not expecting this. So thank you, thank you. That's about all I can say. So until next time, mahalo.